Okay, good morning, everyone. Myself, J.K. Anand from Katimba Public School, Katihar. Today, I have got a chance to speak about English School, Senior Secondary School before you. Of course, we are the teacher of senior secondary, and I think that all teachers know about their subject, and I am English teacher. I am going to tell you something about my students, about the score of English, that how will every student get good marks in his examination. Just we know that there are different board here. Some students are reading in Bihar board and some students are reading in CBSE board. In Bihar board, English is taught after 10th exams, and in CBSE board, English has been taught since childhood. In this condition, the students who are reading in CBSE board, who should not have any problem in English, because his first subject, his first language is English, and just as we know that English is the easiest language among languages. English language is depend on only 26 letters, and Hindi is depend on 48 letters. It means Hindi is too difficult to learn, but English is not too difficult to learn. English may be learned any time, only for you should have body. Today, I have come here to speak about the English course, senior secondary. I would like to tell you that in 12th exam in CBSE, English is an essential subject. It is most important for every student, and English is such a subject that if any student would like to read, he will get good marks, sure and certain, in English. In 100 marks, English has divided into 4 parts: section A, section B, section C, or section D. And section A is grammar, and section B in book, just a claim. And in this book, one section is prose, and one section is poetry, and a third book is visitors. It has also. So in this condition, any student can good marks in 12th exam, because the students who are reading in CBSE, who has no any problem to write anything, he can write, and I think that in CBSE, English is very easy, not only in CBSE but also in Bihar, but for Bihari. The students who are reading in Bihar board, they have problem because they have not read English under 10th, and English is taught him at the first time after 10th exams. Okay, so they have problem. But the students who are reading in CBSE, I think that they have been taught since childhood in English medium. In English medium, their all subjects are in English to English, and in 100 marks, writing skill and reading skill. At first in 12th exams, every student will have to read a unseen passage, and just you know that this passage is given by CBSE board for all students to get free of cost marks. Because just as we know that unseen passage is just a story, and in this has lots of questions. If any student read in instantly, sure and certain, every student will notice every objective question. And I think that this passage is given in 10 marks, and any student can get it in CBSE board. Because at first I had told you that in CBSE board it is not a first time for it. It may happen that it may be first time for Bihar board. In Bihar board, any student may have many types of problem. But in CBSE board, I think that unseen passage, any student should have not any problem because they have been being taught it since 4th class, since 5th class. Each and every class the student practice it in this condition when he will reach in senior secondary. At that time he will be free and he will get it. And he will get full marks in unseen passage. And the second time is also given a descriptive passage. Descriptive passage means you will be given a list of chart, some event in our society, in our country. Or in this condition, something may be written in your question, and you will have to fill it. Means you will have to make a chart. And I think that half year after half thing has been written in the question, and only for you will have to fill something. So means you will be given 20 marks only in passage. And when after 20 you will be given a letter to write and a story writer. And just as you know that there are two kinds of letter, formal letter, informal letter. Formal letter is written for the purpose of any government, for the purpose of society. And informal letter is called letter, means it is written to own, for own, just as our relation, brother, mother, father, sister, any friend, our bosom teacher. In this condition, we write letter. And maximum, it may be seen that letter to editor is given in your examination. And the letter to editor means if any types of event in your society, in this condition, you will have to inform editor about the bad condition of road, Yeah, about the bad company of any tone voice. Yeah, about any types of wrong work. In this condition, how can you report? But you will have to write a letter to editor about the bad condition of your road. And it is so simple. Suppose that if you have been given any types of letter to write, at first you should think that whom have you to write? Whom have you to write? Whom have you to write? At first you will think, and you will think that what is he? Is a teacher or principal, director? What is he? And where is he? You will have to write some address and about the subject. But what is the condition? It means if you are writing a letter for bad condition of road, then you will have to write in subject that bad condition of road. And in starting, you will have to write through the letter. I would like to tell you, I would like to convert your mind that our road condition is very bad, so you would describe it, you will tell it was something. I think that in later writing you will also get 5 marks easily. No one will cut your marks because I will tell you, yeah, because I will teach you, yeah, I will tell you each and everything that what have you to write at the first step. How will you write address? How will you write date? How will you write body later? How will you write the definition comment later? But only for you will have to meter, that in which meter you will have to write this later. And after this you will be said to write a story about anything. It may happen you may be given also items, phrase, yeah, any story you may be given. Means suppose that if you may be given that health is wealth, you will have to write it. In this condition, health is wealth. Yes, it is sure and certain, it is good proverbs that health is wealth. Without health, we can't do anything. We have lots of property and we are not good health. In this condition, our life is nothing. So anyone can write. Means you will think something about health is wealth. What we were saying. Yeah, any types of a story, if you have been told to write in this condition, how do you write? You will imagine and you will write. You will need only for write skills. You will need write skill, and just as you know that English grammar has been divided into 2 parts. First part is composition and second part is English grammar. And the composition means how will you translate Hindi into English. And if you have read composition, I think that you will know how to speak, how to write, how to understand, how to read English, because it is the main important for you. And CBSE board, it depends on writing skill and reading skill. The writing skill and reading skill is depend on composition, and under composition there are 6 chapters. If any person would like to speak English, yeah, if any person would like to write it, yeah, any person would like to read it, in that condition he will have to read at least 6 chapters. The first chapter tense, he should have well knowledge in tense, and the second chapter is auxiliary verb, means 24. Is, are, can, was, were, have, had, can, may, could, might, should, would, must, use, need, dare. It is main important for writing skill and speaking. Auxiliary verb. And after auxiliary verb, a structure means a special rule. Some student will have to remember at least 50 special rule. After that, they can speak. Otherwise, they will unable to speak English. At least 50 structure. A structure means any type of sentence you can translate by this structure. It is called a special rule. And after that, passive to passive. Just as in grammar, you will read active into passive, and in composition, it comes passive to passive. Just as you know that English is spoken, active into passive, passive to passive, active into phrase, active into items. In this condition, we have problem. Yeah, anything is written in paper, yeah, in book. I think that many things has been written in passive, not in active. In passive, just you have read tense, but if you have read tense, it means you have read active sentence, and if you will have to read passive, means active into passive. And after passive, you will have to read causative. Causative means such types of sentence where subject is in that sentence, but subject doesn't work. Only for it can get some persons done. It doesn't itself. It is called causative sentence. And after reading causative, every student will have to read conjunction. Conjunction means conjunction is a word that joins two words and two sentences. And without conjunction, any student can't understand any unseen passage, yeah, any student can't write anything. All students will have to remember all the structure also. So in this condition, I think that in CBSE, in English course, senior secondary students are dependent on composition because his syllabus is 20 marks in passage, reading passage, and unseen passage, and he will have to write a story, 5 marks, a letter, 5 marks, and I was telling you about the letter. That letter are two types, formal or informal. The formal letter is written for the purpose of government, and the informal letter is written for our relation, just as brother, sister, mother, father, any types of relationship. But it is essential. Every student will have to learn it, how to write letter to editor. I think that English or mathematics both are same. If any students work hard in maths, they can get 100, but 100 English can be also given. English can be also given if we read each and every syllabus by this. And 10 marks is given in grammar section. So if any students want to get 10 marks in grammar section, in this condition, he will have to read article, time tense, active into passive, direct or indirect speech, subject verb agreement, synonyms, antonyms, one word substitute. These are lesson of grammar. After reading, any student can notice any mistake sentence in any sentence. Otherwise, without reading, it is impossible that any student can read it. And just as I told you that in Bihar board may have some problem, but I think that in CBSE board no one will have problem, because in CBSE board all students are in the habit of reading all subjects in English medium. I think my all students will get good marks if they read it. And now I would like to discuss about literature in 12th exam. Before it, I told you about grammar, that you will have to write, you will have to make unseen passage, next descriptive passage, letter to editor, story writing, and 10 marks grammar. Means you will be given 40 marks in grammar section. And 40 marks you will be given in literature. And in literature you have, and in literature there are 3 books in Flamingo. First prose, second poetry, or third Vistas. I think that all chapters are very important. Yeah, all chapters are very interesting. It's the first chapter. Is the last lesson. It is the first chapter. Means only for 5 chapters. 5 chapters are given in prose, and 3 chapters are given in poetry. I think there are no any difference between Hindi or English. If a student knows how to write, means the student begin to know how to write, how to speak, he can write anything. In English, English into English, Hindi into Hindi. It is difference only for writing. Just as we know that in Bihar board and CBSE board there are some difference between, due to English. In Bihar board, English is not taught under 10th. It is not compulsory. Any student doesn't read English in Bihar board. It is said the fault of our government, because in 11th, 12th, English is important. Every student will have to keep it. But before 10th, it is not necessary. But government should think it that at first a student will have to know how to write and how to speak, how to write, how to read. After that, any student can write. But without reading, how can? It is a new language. And language is not depend on book or grammar. It is depend on environment. And here is no such types of environment where every person will speak English. Here no one speak English. No one like speak English. But what shall we do? English is not our mother tongue, but English is most important for us because it is an international language. It is spoken all over the world. And I think that in CBSE students will not have any problem to write anything. so he should not have any problem in prose section or poetry section. Because in prose section he will have to write about the summary. It will 5 marks. Means about the gist of any story, and when you will be and when they will be taught by their teacher, I think they will understand and they can write themselves. They will not need it. I hope that every student will get. I hope that every student will get good marks, but it is the artist. Yeah, it is the like a process of practice, because without practice any student can't get good marks. And I think that unseen passage and descriptive passage are so simple for CBSE student, because all students are in the habit of speaking always English, not only speaking but also reading. Their all subjects are in English medium, means not only mathematics but also science. SST means their all subjects are English medium, and any passage is just as called a story. First is called a story. A story means first is we understand that first is we read any story of Hindi in the same way we read any story of English. If we have understood about it, we can write about anything. Suppose that if you will have to tell about the father of English, if you will have to tell about the father of English, in this condition, if you know about them, that William Shakespeare is called father of English. William Shakespeare is called father of English, and his father's name was John Shakespeare. And just as you know that John Shakespeare had 8 sons, and his third son was William Shakespeare. And you know that William Shakespeare has not called father of English for reading, but they began to live in such types of environment where every person will speak English, and every person will write anything in English. It means language is so simple, and I think that English is also so simple, because English is depend on only 46 letter, and it is a language of science, and English is spoken all over the world. And nowadays this world has become a global, so English has also become a global. First, we know that English has become in this world after all language. Before it Sanskrit had come, Urdu had come, Farsi had come, Hindi had come, but English had not come. English had come. In fact, English had come in 5th century from mainland Britain. After coming Anglo-Saxons, when Anglo-Saxons come to England from mainland Britain in Germany, after coming they began to rule of England, and in England English was not spoken. In England Latin was spoken, and all Englishmen's mother tongue was Latin. Their mother tongue was not English, but after coming Anglo-Saxons, every person after coming Anglo-Saxon say it will be compulsory that every person will speak English. Every person will speak English, so every Englishman will begin to speak English, and it will be continue about 1100 to 1100 to 66. It is called Old English, and after 66 to 1500, it is called Middle English, and after 1500, if nowadays we are speaking English, it is called Modern English, and it will have many difference. It may happen, okay, but so I told you that my all students will get good marks in exam if they study well, because their question, yeah, their syllabus will be so simple. Okay, thank you all. Goodbye.